Hi, I'm Chef Julia Dunaway, and those of you who know me know that I follow the Daily Dozen and try to eat a whole food, plant-based, no oil, super healthy diet. And so of course I have to eat a lot of vegetables. And trying to get the Daily Dozen in, trying to get cruciferous vegetables in like cabbage and plenty of greens, salad greens or different kinds of greens is kind of challenging sometimes because we're all busy, we are all running around doing things. And how do you get to eat a salad every day? It's not always that easy. So today I'm going to show you my quickest way to get lots of salads in, and I think you'll really enjoy it and maybe find it useful. So I've done all kinds of different types of salad preparation. You know, there's the one where you make a bunch of salads and put them in individual containers. I did another one where I just kept all the big chunks of stuff in a container and then you cut them as you go. Well, as I got busier more recently, I decided that that even was too time consuming. So one day I just put a bunch of chopped up salad vegetables in a container like this one. It was a smaller one. And these are just Rubbermaid containers. This is a little bit better quality one. And so what I figured out was if I just cut up all my ingredients and put them in a container like this, then I could just grab the already cut up components and throw them in with some lettuce, some easy to use lettuce like spring mix you get at the store. Or if you really didn't like spring mix from the store, you can get a head of nice organic romaine, wash it and spin it and keep it dry in your salad spinner or in some kind of a container. So, need a paper towel. So basically, the idea here is to cut up as many things as you can as quickly as you can so that you're not stressing out over how to get your salad in. And I'm going to use my mandoline for some of it, because my mandoline you can slice or julienne, either one. So I'm going to start on slicing, and I have it kind of thin, and I'm going to show you the way that I actually did it when I decided to try this option as a way to have my salad ingredients handy a lot faster than trying to be more elaborate and making a bunch of salads. So I just got my container and I just started shredding up some cabbage, and I'll show you the side where you see the shredded cabbage. See, it's coming out kind of thin. So I'll do that until I have a big pile, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I did some of the other things. Got the red cabbage put over to the side here. It's been sliced thinly on the mandoline. And not too thin, didn't have to be shaved. And notice I'm wearing my cut-resistant glove because it's real easy to cut yourself on a mandoline, so wear the glove. And now I'm going to use the cucumber on the julienne slice option because I just want to go around the cucumber. And remember, I'm trying to do this fast. This is when you're in a hurry and you don't want to have to get your knife and cut a bunch of stuff. So the julienne blade, see, it cuts it in these nice little matchstick pieces. And I can cut a lot of them pretty fast, a lot faster than if I use my hand. So that's why I'm using the julienne blade. Now for the red onions, I put it on the slicing feature, not the julienne blade. And with the red onions, I don't want to put them in with all the other vegetables. I put them in their own separate container because they tend to have a strong smell, and you don't really want, needs to be a little thicker. You don't really want all your vegetables to smell like onions. Well, most people don't. So I'm just going to use the mandoline to slice these onions because that's so quick. And I love red onions on my salad. I don't know that everybody does, but I think they taste wonderful. If you don't like such big pieces, you can kind of chop them up a little bit, but I don't mind them when they're kind of in these half-moon rings. For the carrots, I love to get these carrots that still have the greens attached. These have like big greens on them because they taste so sweet. They're the best carrots. So even though the ones in the bag look more convenient, a lot of times they're kind of bitter. So I love to get these carrots. And then I just use my box grater. This is just your typical box grater. And it makes a nice grated long strips of carrot. And it's easy and it's quick. So I'll make a big pile of carrots to put in my salad container because I love the way carrots taste in the salad. All right, and then we have the red bell pepper. I've just cut some slabs off the sides and I'm just slicing them into julienne pieces. don't worry if your knife skills aren't what you want them to be. You can just cut them into whatever size pieces you like. I like to cut these pieces in half because they're kind of big. And then I just pile them up in my tray of vegetables, and see how I keep them in separate sections, because if one starts to look a little like it's wilting a bit, I can take that part out and leave the other ones in. So now it's so easy now that I just have this in the fridge with the lid on, and then whenever I want my salad for several days, I've done this for 5 or 6 days, I just grab some of my spring mix and stick it in a bowl, and then a little handful of each of the vegetables. They're bright, colorful, plenty of them, and I didn't take any time to have to prep any of this. And since they're all in separate compartments or areas, they will stay fresh. And then I have my red onions in a separate container because they will kind of, you know, make everything else taste like onions, and if you don't like that, it's not good. And then with the tomatoes, I wash them and put them back in the container they came in, and then whenever I want the tomatoes, I just get the container out and cut 2 or 3 cherry tomatoes and put them on top of my salad. If you cut tomatoes ahead of time, they tend to not save as well. They just don't look as fresh, don't taste as good. So there's my super quick way to eat a salad, and then I have toppings that I like to put on, but first I'm gonna make the dressing, and then we'll come back and put our final toppings on. I'm gonna make my favorite quick dressing that I love, and it's cashew lemon dressing. I have a cup of soaked cashews, and then I have the juice of a lemon, and then I like to put a little dash of soy sauce. I don't usually measure it, it's probably half a teaspoon. 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, and then just a dash of cayenne. Too much cayenne and it'll be overpowering. 1/2 cup of water. And then I know some of you use salt, some of you don't, but I like a little bit of salt, so I'll put 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in here, kosher salt. And then all we have to do now is blend it until it's silky smooth. So I'll put the blender on low, get it mixing, put it on high, and you'll know it's ready when it's smooth as silk. Done. And then I've got my salad here, so I'm going to take some of my fresh cashew lemon dressing that I love. And if you're afraid of using too much cashew cream stuff, what I do a lot of times is I'll use a couple of tablespoons of my dressing, and then I'll also add balsamic vinegar and lemon juice and other stuff to make it stretch. So if you want to use less cashew dressing, that's a way to do it. And then I love to add just a few walnuts, because of course we're allowed to have nuts with the Daily Dozen. So a few chopped walnuts, and then here's some organic raisins, no sugar added for sweetness. I love it when there's a few raisins on my salad. And then last but not least, I love jalapenos. So I like to add some pickled jalapenos. These are candied, they have a little sweetness to them. But whatever kind you like, but just regular pickled jalapenos on the top of your salad can be really good. So here you go. Here's how I took my everyday salad ingredients. I keep these for 5 days, maybe longer. I have a little separate container of red onions. I have the tomatoes in a separate container. Sometimes I add avocado. I didn't today. But this takes no time to make. So those of you who always ask me, how do you get in your cruciferous vegetables? How do you eat more vegetables? This is a way I found that's quick, easy way to eat more salad. So I'll just call this the eat more salad technique. So I hope you make this. Follow me on my YouTube channel. I try to post a lot of videos with food that tastes really good, that follows a whole food plant-based diet. And enjoy your salads as much as I do.